अभी भी वेटिंग फॉर रितु पांडे है.
Still,
वेटिंग फॉर रितु पांडे.
बुलाओ कुंडू को.
अभी आया, हो गया, ऐड आ गया टूटते ही. नोटिफिकेशन पे आ गया.
Hello everyone. Hi Yash. Hello Akshat. Samisa. Good evening. Veena Pandey has joined. Good evening, ma'am. So I'm waiting for others to join. So I'll be starting my live session. So good evening, everyone who have joined my live session. So today I'll be telling you about matter and the characteristics of the particle of the matter. So if you look to our surrounding, we see large number of things of different sizes, shapes, appearance, and texture. So everything in this universe is made up of material and we call it a matter. The air we breathe, the food we eat, plants, animal, wood, salt, sugar, drop of water, each thing it is made up of matter. So, in fact, everything in this universe is made up of matter. So, now I'll be telling you what is the definition of matter. Anything that occupies space and has mass and can be felt by one or more of the five senses is called a matter. As I told you, that air is a matter because we cannot see it, but its presence can be felt by blowing the wind, and air has mass and it occupies the space. We can check it by filling a balloon with the air. Just I'll do this activity in front of you. So now you can see the balloon. I have just blown the air inside it, and the air had occupied the space inside this balloon. And it has a weight. I can feel the weight. So the air is a matter. Now I'll take a glass and I fill it with water. So now you can see the water which I have put it in the container. It has occupied the space of the container and it has a mass. And therefore, water is a matter. Now I'll take an example. This marker pen, I put it in my hand. It has occupied the space of my palm and it has weight. So it is a matter. So I think so it is clear from these examples that what is matter. Now I told you, now we'll move to the characteristics of the particle of the matter. But before going them, I would like to tell you that the matter is made up of particles. So these particles which make up all the matter around us is either the atoms or the molecule. As the matter is made up of extremely small particles which cannot be seen with a powerful microscope, we actually see them as an aggregate of tiny particles. So I'll be giving you an example. Even a drop of water contains 10 raised to the power 21 molecules of water. So, how small the particles of the matter are. Now, we will be moving with the characteristics of the particle of the matter. So, the first characteristic is that particle of the matter have space between them. So, with an example, I'll just show you how the particle of the matter have space between them. I've taken a glass and I'll pour water in this glass. Now, with the help of a marker pen, I'll just mark the level of the water. As you can see, I've marked with the pen. Now, I'll put a teaspoon of salt in it. And with the help of the spoon, I will just mix the salt. Now salt particles have been dissolved in the water. Now I'll take another spoon of water and see how with the help of the spoon I'm just mixing all the particles of the salt in the water. Now you can see the level of the water did not increase. So can you tell me why the level of the water did not increase? Because there is a space between the particles of the water and the particles of the salt had occupied the space between the particles of the water. And the level of the water did not increase. So with a simple activity, you can explain that the particles of the matter have space between them. Now I'm moving to the second example characteristic that the particles of the matter are continuously moving. Now with an activity, I'll explain how the particles of the matter are continuously moving. Now I'm taking a glass of water and I'll put a drop of blue ink. See how the particles of the ink is moving and occupying the space which is present in the particles of the water. Can you see? And after it has continuously moving and occupying the space, the whole water got converted into a blue color. Now you can take another example of a perfume. If I take the perfume and I just spray it, you can get the smell of the perfume in the other corner of the room. Why? The reason behind is that the particle of the perfume get intermixed with the particle of the air and they move. And this intermixing of the particle with the particle of the perfume with the air is called diffusion. And due to diffusion, the particles of the perfume got mixed with the particle of the air, and the person who's sitting on the other corner of the room, he can get the smell of the perfume. I think it must be clear to everyone. So we can take another example. In your home you have incense stick which we call agarbatti. So you can just light it, agarbatti, in your one corner of the room. Then immediately at the other corner you can get the smell. But if the agarbatti which is not being lighted, the smell, you have to get the smell, you have to come closer to get the smell. Can you tell me why? Because as the temperature is low, the kinetic energy is low, and we have to come near to get the smell. But when you light it, the temperature increases, kinetic energy increases, and the smell of the agarbatti can be smelled at the other corner of the room. And now, what is kinetic energy? The energy which is possessed by the particle due to collision is known as the kinetic energy. So, if the temperature increases, what will happen? The kinetic energy, the collision between the particle will increase and the collision will be faster. And therefore, the spell will reach at the other corner of the room. So, by this example, I think that it is clear for the second characteristic of the particle of the matter. Now, we'll move to the third characteristics of the particle of the matter. And the third characteristic is the particle of the matter attract each other. So, the particles of the matter have a force of attraction between them. So, this force keep the particles together. The strength of the force of attraction differ from one kind of matter to another. So now with an activity, I'll be showing you how the force of attraction differ from one kind of matter to another. So I'll be taking an steel spoon and a rubber band. So if you take a steel spoon, just see it. This is the spoon which I have taken. So now I'm applying the force. This spoon, I'm not able to bend it. Why? Because the force of attraction between the particles of the spoon is very strong. The intermolecular force is very high and the intermolecular space is negligible. Therefore, they have a strong force of attraction. But if I take an example of the rubber band, see here, and I'm stretching it. Now you can see there is a weak force of attraction between the particles of the rubber band and the intermolecular space is very high. So the rubber band, there is a less force of attraction than the stainless spoon. So these were the three characteristics of the particle of the matter. And with the simple activity, I hope that you must have understood the particles of the matter. So here is a board where I have written the characteristics of the particle of the matter. That the particle of the matter have space between them. The particles of the matter are continuously moving and the particles of the matter attract each other. So I hope that you must have got some information and it would be clear through the activities which I had conducted in my live session. And I hope that you must have enjoyed my live session. Thank you for watching my live session. So you can please comment. I'll be meeting you with another live session if you enjoyed it. Thank you.